Big one. No, on the ramp again. Stay on there, stay on there. Oh, oh gosh! That's a good one, man. Go! It's amazing. It's my third bite on one ramp. And don't do that. Another big spot, giant spot. Get in here. Look at that thing. Look at the bellies on these things. I mean, these are 2.5 pound fish and they're only 16 inches long. Gives you a good look at how they're eating that thing, man. Big old fat spot, all crawfish in the belly. You know, again, man, I can't stress to everybody on these flat banks, on these gravelly banks, you know, a boat ramp is a change to that monotonous, you know, that miles and miles of gravel. Then all of a sudden you've got that break. And the other thing is on these man-made boat ramps, when they put them in, they actually, before they pour that concrete, they make a form. They form it out. And when they do that, they dig a little bit. So if you look at these things in low water, you'll see that they've got a concrete ramp that comes down, but on the sides, you've got the debris from where they dug it out. So all these unnatural features that break this gravel, there's perfect places to catch these fish, especially spots and smallmouths in the spring. That's that scatter wrap, crazy action side to side. Another big fat spotted bass. Whew, man, golly. They're on these ramps, dude. We're gonna run around and fish some ramps today. I just changed the angle up a little bit too. That's the other thing, even with the scatter wrap. Big thing for me is changing angles, you know, to give those fish the same look a different way. You know, and if you see what we did, we had our first 2 bites upstream, and then we changed direction, and we just came downstream here a little bit and started casting at the same target and able to trigger another bite. Pretty awesome. Oh yeah, gosh, it just marked a big one right under the boat too here. They're definitely, they're around this ramp here, man. You know, I get the question a lot, when to pick a scatter wrap over a traditional DT series crankbait. And for me, it's a pretty easy decision. And one of the things, the primary things I think about of when to pick that DT10 versus a scatter wrap deep would be the availability of hitting cover. You know, one of the primary reasons a fish is going to hit a crankbait is what I call reaction strike. And that reaction strike is triggered by the bait changing direction. So when I'm in a situation where there's a lot of stuff to bang off of, big boulders, big stumps, where on every cast I could hit a piece of cover, most of the time I'm going to select the DT series. And I'm going to actually bang this crankbait into the cover to make it change direction. But then in other situations, a lot like what we're fishing here today, when you're on flatter banks, gravel, more open water situations, a boat ramp that's very slick and there's not a lot of stuff to hit off of, not a lot of cover, that's when I select the scatter wrap. The beauty of the scatter wrap is you don't need anything to hit off of to get this bait to change direction. Simply by changing that retrieve speed, and we talked about it earlier, from slow to medium, back to slow, that bait's going to change direction just because of that bill. So think about your cover. In heavy cover situations when there's a lot of stuff to deflect off of, use a regular DT, DT 6, 10, 14. In a situation where there's not a lot of cover, slick banks, gravel, flatter, more open water situations, use a scatter, change your retrieve speed, and you're going to make that bait change direction.
Check us out at wired2fish.com.